All right, let's get right into it. On September 26, 2025, EASA dropped Airworthiness Directive 2025-0211. This is a big one, a critical safety and compliance update that impacts the entire global fleet of Pilatus PC-24 aircraft. So we're going to break down exactly what you need to know, and more importantly, what you need to do.
First things first, this directive is absolutely mandatory. There's no gray area here. No person can operate a PC-24 that this AD applies to unless they are following its requirements to the letter. This isn't just about regulatory compliance. It's about fundamental flight safety.
So why the urgency? Well, the whole purpose of this AD boils down to the mandatory airworthiness limitations for the PC-24. These are the essential, non-negotiable instructions for keeping the aircraft airworthy. EASA is being crystal clear here. Failing to follow these instructions could directly lead to an unsafe condition.
Now, the heart of this directive revolves around one key document, the Airworthiness Limitations Section, or the ALS. For the PC-24, you'll find it in Chapter 04-00-00 of the Aircraft Maintenance Manual. Think of this as the definitive rulebook for all the mandatory tasks and life limits you need to follow.
Now, this isn't coming completely out of the blue. This AD actually supersedes a previous one from 2022. Why the update? Because Pilatus has revised the Airworthiness Limitations Section, introducing new and, in some cases, even more restrictive maintenance tasks. So this AD is all about getting the entire fleet aligned with the latest and safest standard.
Next up, let's talk about exactly which aircraft are on the hook for this. The scope is pretty straightforward, but it's vital that every operator understands it perfectly.
And the reach of this directive? It's comprehensive. It applies to all Pilatus PC-24 airplanes. Let me say that again. All manufacturers' serial numbers. There are zero exceptions. If you operate a PC-24, this directive is for you.
Okay, let's get into the practical side of things. What exactly needs to be done? This is the hands-on stuff for all the maintenance and engineering teams out there.
The required actions really break down into three core areas. First, you have to replace any component before it goes past its life limit as defined in the ALS. Second, you've got to accomplish all the required maintenance tasks within their specific thresholds and intervals. And third, if you find any discrepancies, they must be corrected before that aircraft's next flight. Period.
So, to sum it up, when it comes to life limits and task intervals, the Airworthiness Limitations Section is your single source of truth. For fixing any discrepancies, you'll turn to the applicable Pilatus maintenance docs. The main takeaway here is that every action you take has to be guided by these official, approved documents.
Beyond all the physical work on the aircraft itself, there is a critical administrative action that needs your attention. This involves updating the aircraft's primary maintenance document.
All right, let's talk about the timeline, because it is firm. The directive officially becomes effective on October 10, 2025. From that date, you, the operator, have exactly 12 months to revise your Approved Aircraft Maintenance Program, or AMP, to bring in all the new and more restrictive tasks from the updated ATLS.
Now, revising the AMP isn't just busy work. Once it's updated, it ensures all these tasks become part of your regular maintenance schedule. And here's the huge operational benefit. After the AMP is revised, you no longer have to record individual task accomplishments just for AD compliance. It streamlines the whole process.
So let's zoom out and look at the big picture. What are the key impacts for operators? We're talking everything from the hangar floor right up to the front office.
This AAD is going to have a high impact on your maintenance planning, no doubt. It's going to require careful scheduling to meet these new intervals. It's also going to heavily influence component procurement, as new life limits might mean you need replacements sooner than you thought. But the biggest impact? Regulatory compliance. It's absolutely critical. Non-compliance just isn't an option.
And if there's any doubt about how seriously to take this, let's just go back to the source. ESS says it directly. Failure to accomplish these instructions could result in an unsafe condition. That's it. That's the fundamental reason for all of this. The safety of every single person on every single flight.
This all brings us to the final, crucial question that every PC-24 operator really needs to be asking right now. With a 12-month clock starting from the effective date, is your team prepared? Is your aircraft maintenance program ready for this mandatory revision?